From a position of strength to a rather uncomfortable position, Team India finds themselves in a spot of bother at stumps on day 3 in the World Test Championship final in Southampton. Well, New Zealand is 101 for 2 in response to India's 217, and they still trail India by 116 runs, and today could be the day that could decide as to whether India can stage a comeback or will New Zealand drive home the advantage. And to talk more on this, I have with me former Indian wicketkeeper batsman Sadanand Viswanath joining me from Bengaluru. Good morning, Sadanand, sir. And what are your views at stumps on day 3? Clearly, advantage is with the Blackcaps.
The advantage is very much with the Kiwis, and the New Zealanders will look to cement their position this morning. Ross Taylor and Williamson will try to forge a partnership and try to get away from India. First of all, they'll have to come near to our score, and then they'll look to take a modest lead. In the meantime, for the first time in Test cricket, we've got 5 bowlers who are playing together. That's all our 5 bowlers who are going to look for wickets this morning. And I guess, Abhijit, if we get some early wickets this morning, we're back into the match in a very big way.
I'll talk about the Indian batsmen and where did they falter, but let me focus on the bowlers. When we saw Kiwi bowlers bowling, they were getting the bounce, they were getting the ball to swing. But when it came to the Indian bowlers, the swing just went away. What happened there?
Well, that's because of the release points. You know, the Kiwi bowlers are quickly much more taller, and the release points are much higher, except for Ishant Sharma, perhaps, who was a bit sluggish yesterday, but I'm sure he'll pick up today. I expect Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah to fire on all cylinders, and Ravindra Jadeja and Ashwin too will play a pivotal role today. We'll have to try and get in a spin and a fast bowling combination, and Virat Kohli will be at his wits' end today. He'll have to try all his experience, he'll have to try all his bowlers, and we'll have to get an early breakthrough this morning. Talking about the amount of bounce that the Kiwis were able to get, it's because of their height and also because they bowled a slightly fuller length. Jamieson, you know, it's not easy to change the length, but Kyle Jamieson yesterday proved why he is the most expensive purchase in the IPL. RCB have bought him for 16.5 CR, and Jamieson took his 5th fiver in Test cricket yesterday. He bowled really beautifully. 22 overs, 12 maidens, 5 wickets, and 31 runs. What a dream spell by Jamieson. He really has got all of India praying now.
Absolutely. Jamieson was the wrecker in chief, but we also need to talk about the Indian batsmen and the lack of application which they showed. Yesterday we were talking about how India can drive the advantage home, but now clearly they fell short of practice. The lack of match practice was visible in the shot selection. When you see some of the shot making from Rishabh Pant or even Virat Kohli, he was stuck on the crease. And then the lower order, which we were talking so much about, that the depth in the Indian batting they have, but they just failed because India lost the last 7 wickets for just 71 runs. And this could be a major factor in the outcome of the test match.
Well, it looks like it might be a low scoring game. We were predicting 350 or 400, but you know, Vikram Rathore, the Indian batting coach, very experienced coach, a wonderful coach. He was also a wicket keeper. Vikram Rathore suggests that 250 runs, if India had got, would have been a fighting score. But we've just got 217. So now if we restrict New Zealand, we still can make a match out of it. I'm not going to criticize the Indian batsmen much because the New Zealand bowlers bowled a dream spell. All of them, with their variety and with their experience, they really built up a lot of pressure. And yes, perhaps because of the lack of match practice, Rishabh Pant and Virat Kohli were found wanting. Although Rishabh Pant did not move his feet, and Virat Kohli too, even after leaving the balls very judiciously initially in the innings, he was out even when he was standing outside the crease, thanks to DRS. You know, otherwise, if the DRS was not there, I don't think many umpires would have given that out.
Yeah, I'm not talking about criticizing the Indian batsmen, but the lack of application was clearly there. You see 3 catches went to Tom Latham, who was stationed at the 3rd slip, and then Indians were caught fishing outside the off-stump, and New Zealand bowlers made the most of this problem from the Indian batsmen.
Yeah, they have an advantage, Abhijit. They've played 2 matches in England. They're moving well. Their feet are moving well. Their bowlers are firing on all cylinders. I think maybe you're right. Maybe lack of match practice is showing towards the Indian team. But they'll make up for it today. Today is the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, June 21st. And I hope that we have a beautiful day on the field and we're able to fight back into this test match.
Right, and also let's also focus on day 4. There's a lot of rain which is expected. The conditions will be gloomy, it will be overcast. So which are the Indian bowlers you're looking forward to who can be the wrecker-in-chief for India on day 4?
Well, I would look at Mohammad Shami because he bowled very well yesterday. He was penetrative, he was able to beat the batsman. And Ishant Sharma too, from his high release point, he can also get a little bit of bounce from the wicket and use the conditions well. But the surprise package may be the spinners. We might have the spinners to get some purchase. We might have the ball to bounce and maybe a few bat catches. And Ashwin was also very economical yesterday. And all in all, the 5-man army, our 5 bowlers will have to fire today. And we'll have to pick up early wickets, some good field placements, some wonderful catches by our fielders, and we're back into the match in a big way. On the other hand, if Ross Taylor and Williamson get away and New Zealand get onto a big lead, then we'll be having to play catch up once again.
Where does the match stand now? India still have 116 runs in the bank. If at all New Zealand comes close to India's total, what kind of lead will they be looking at to make a match out of it? And if India had to bowl out New Zealand cheaply, what is it, that score that you're looking forward to?
Well, brick by brick, the buildings are built and they need to have a firm foundation this morning. And I'm sure that they will, first of all, try to come close to the Indian target, and then they will think of the lead. They will not think of the lead straight away. They will want to have partnerships, a modest lead. They will be looking at least to take a lead of 100 runs.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sadanand Viswanath, for all those inputs. Well, day 4 will clearly be the day when either India can stage a comeback or New Zealand can drive home the advantage. There's only 116 runs, but remember, the conditions will be gloomy and it will support bowlers, and India will require one of their main man, maybe it can be just with Bumrah or even Shami, to step up and make sure that India stages a comeback. Well, that's all what we have for you in this special edition of WTC Final. For all the news and updates around the world, keep watching TV9 Digital. Thanks a lot for watching.